I told my daughters about the biggest mistake in my marriage, and you won't believe what it was. I didn't share it for shock value or for their entertainment. I put a lot of thought into my decision to share past mistakes with my daughters when I did. Today, we're going to dive into at what age should a dad tell his daughter his past mistakes? Is it when she's little? When she's a teenager? Not until she's an adult? Or maybe never? I've chosen to tell not all, but some of my biggest mistakes with my girls, and the decision of what to tell and when came down to four simple questions I'm going to share with you that you can use to help you make the most of sharing your own personal past mistakes with your daughters. I'm Kevin Wallenbeck. I've been married to my bride for 32 years, and together we've launched three amazing daughters. I know the ups, the downs, the twists, the turns, and the successes and failures of being a girl dad. And I'm here to help you raise your daughters with purpose, presence, and no regrets. Before we get going, let's first address the reality of sharing our mistakes with our daughters. See, it can be scary and awkward, and you don't want to overshare or dump heavy stuff on them. But you do want them to learn from your past mistakes. It makes you relatable, human, in need of grace, mercy, and forgiveness yourself. I've sat with dads who tried to open up and share their stories to their daughters, man, and it bombed big time. They told them in the wrong way, and it created all kinds of angst, trust issues, and regret. But on the other side of the coin, dads who hide all their mistakes and they never share are going to really do their daughters a huge disservice by robbing them of access to your wisdom through your own experiences. That's something they desperately need, and whether you think it's true or not, they actually want it from you. See, sharing our stories the right way at the right time can show humility, it can build trust, and it can give our daughters the chance to learn from our failures without repeating them. All right, so let's dive into the four questions. Question number one: is she at an age where she can understand the lesson? See, the younger the daughter, the simpler the lesson needs to be, right? I remember stealing money from my grandmother's purse when I was young. I think I was about 9 years old. The lure of playing video games after school at the local pizza shop arcade with my friends had enticed me to make a decision and take something that really wasn't mine to take. My grandmother passed away some years ago now, and well, I never owned up to what I stole from her. And I wish I could go back and ask for her forgiveness, even still today. I shared that story with my youngest, who was in third grade at the time. She had stolen a credit card from her mom's purse before heading to school that morning, and it all came to light at lunch when a teacher saw her trying to use the card to purchase all her little friends candy and chips from the school vending machine. It was an appropriate story to share because she had just stolen something herself, and the emotions were relatable and the context was timely. She owned up to her wrongdoing, she asked mom for forgiveness, and thanked her teacher for helping her. Now, how about you? What situation has your daughter experienced lately where there is something from your past that she could relate to? Have you told her yet? Well, before you do, maybe you want to look at question number two. So, question number two is: am I sharing this for her benefit, not my relief? This one is big, guys. Sharing a mistake should never be about getting something off your chest or unloading your guilt. It should be about equipping your daughter for what's ahead. Now, guys, before I go deep and share a very personal story, I wanted to let you know about the Girl Dad Game Plan. It's 5 easy to understand relational plays that help me raise and launch 3 amazing daughters with no regrets. Go to girldadplan.com to get the plays for free. Link also in the description below. All right, back to it. Before my oldest daughter got married, my wife and I gathered all 3 of my girls into our living room, and I shared about an affair that I had had in the first year of our marriage. It was a super hard decision to make, and even harder to sit in front of them face to face and watch their faces get long and drawn out in disbelief to what I was sharing with them. It was definitely a top 5 worst moment of my life. And each of them responded very differently. One came to me the next morning and told me she loved me and thanked me for telling her how so much more of our parenting rules she experienced made way more sense now. Another daughter came to me 2 days later and said the same thing pretty much, and she gave me a big hug and she held on tight. The third daughter didn't come on her own accord. I waited about a week, and then I asked if I could sit and talk with her. She had come to the same conclusion as her sisters, but she needed me to come to her. It's just amazing how they're all just so different and need different things from us, right? But sharing that story with them wasn't about me. Believe me, it would have been way easier to keep that to myself. As their sister was stepping into marriage, it was about helping them see the pain and brokenness that can come from our choices, and also from the hope and the healing that can follow. Our story in life has helped each of them, now married, in their own relationships. It heightened the importance of commitment and seeking help when they need it, because they know that if it could happen to their mom and dad, who they love, it could happen to them. Hearing that story from me and their mom planted a very, very deep seed of trust within my relationship with my girls. While it felt in the moment that all could be uprooted, the exact opposite happened because I was sharing for each of their benefits, clearly not my own. Question number 3. Am I pointing her to the lesson, not the mistake? See, sharing mistakes with our kids can be tricky, right? Too often we get stuck in the embarrassment of it all, or we just try to laugh it off so it doesn't feel so heavy. But that's not what they need from us. They don't need to hear, man, look how dumb this was or how silly that was. No, they need to hear, here's what I learned and here's how you can avoid the same pain. Think about it like a quarterback. Maybe he's in a championship game. The whole stadium's on his feet. He drops back. He makes the throw and it's intercepted. The other team runs it back for a touchdown. And in that moment, everyone sees the mistake. There's no hiding it. Now, after the game, the quarterback has a choice. He can sit in the locker room and talk about how embarrassed he was, how silly he felt, and he blew the game. Maybe even try to joke about it so that the guys don't feel so awkward. But what does that do? It keeps all the attention on him and the failure. Instead, he should lean in. He should gather his teammates around and say, hey, here's what I saw. Here's why I threw it. Here's how the defense baited me. I shouldn't have thrown it. And here's what I'm going to do next time so it doesn't happen again. Do you see the difference? The interception still happened, but instead of the story ending with shame or embarrassment, it ends with wisdom. See, one man's mistake becomes the whole team's growth. And that's the same exact approach I try to take when I share my own failures with my daughters. The point isn't, hey, look what I did. The point is, hey, here's what I learned. Here's how it affects others. And here's how you can avoid that same pain. Before our 4th and final question, listen, guys, I'm on a critical mission to help you raise your daughter with purpose, presence, and no regrets. If this helped you think differently about being a girl dad, make sure to subscribe, click the bell, let me know your thoughts and questions in the comments below. See, this helps you get notified of new content that I upload, and it also helps YouTube suggest this kind of content to help other girl dads. Thanks very much, man. I appreciate it. Okay, final question. Question number 4. Have I made peace with God and others about this mistake first? Before you share your own heart, this is not about confessing your sins to your daughter. If the wound is still open, you risk handing your daughter your pain instead of your wisdom. And I don't think that's what you guys want. But when you've healed, right? When we get healed, that mistake becomes a scar, and scars tell stories. Scars point to redemption, not just regret. Sharing from a place of healing helps your daughter see the power of grace, not just the weight of failure. So what's the right age to share your past mistakes with your daughter? I don't know if there's a magic number, but the right time is when she can understand the lesson, when the motive is to help her, when the lesson outweighs the mistake, and when you've made peace with it yourself. So dads, here's my challenge for you. Next time an opportunity comes along, who knows, it might even be this week, think of one past mistake that you could share with your daughter. But before you do it, run it through these 4 questions, because that little bit of thought can make the difference between a story that wounds her heart and a story that helps shape her. You got this.